Welcome everybody to Occupy Democracy here in Parliament Square this evening. Hello. Well, the only thing is I've lost my voice and I've been told that it's only an offence if it's actually causing noise pollution, which in the middle of Parliament Square is hardly likely. Anyway, thanks very much, it's really good. As I say, I have really lost my voice, so that's not just an excuse. But listen, I mean, it's great to be here. We were up the road in Trafalgar Square at lunchtime today, celebrating International Workers' Day, the idea of workers of the world coming together. And this is a fantastic second part to continue that protest, to continue that surge of popular energy into the next few days. And I just want to sort of share some thoughts to kick us off. Share some thoughts about the extraordinary gap that's opened up between what people want, what people aspire to, and what we're actually being offered by the political elites around the world. And particularly, I just want to ground those thoughts in the context of ttip, the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership. Not just because I'm wearing the t-shirt, and not just because it impinges upon our lives and those of our sisters and brothers from the USA, but also because it's one of those things which has opened up really, really clearly for us just how far apart we are, the people's voice from the political power. And I think what really astonishes me, we know a lot about this deal. We know that it was put in place in order to try to transfer power from society, from working people, to transnational capital. We know that. That's the whole point of it. That's always been the point of these big free trade deals. We also know that ttip and all of these other deals are trying to give unprecedented new powers to corporations that they will get to sue us in their own unique, privileged judicial system if any government introduces any policies or laws in the future that could undermine their right to make profits. This new power, which is completely anti-democratic, completely against any form of sovereign control over our future. We know all these things. But what I think is also interesting, and we haven't perhaps focused on enough, is that these new trade deals, these new assaults by capital, they're basically going to condemn us to a future of climate catastrophe. The idea of ttip is it's going to open up a massive flood of shale gas and tar sands oil across the Atlantic. They're saying that the great news about ttip, what they think the great news about ttip, is that it's going to lead to a massive export of gas and oil from the States, and therefore it's going to be great for Europe because it will mean nobody's going to be dependent on Russian oil and gas anymore. And so they're saying the good news is not only will it be a climate catastrophe, because it will lock us into dependency on fossil fuels for the next 50 years, but it's also going to risk sparking the next world war because it isolates Russia and means that the countries of Europe can face down Russia even more than they're doing at the moment. And they're actually calling it the economic NATO, as if that's a clever thing to be bringing into the 21st century. Was the Cold War so great? Do we really want to go back there?
No.
And what I think is extraordinary, even when you add up all of those things, there's still one thing more that they've brought out to surprise us. And that is that as the bill, which is currently going through the US Congress to give power to President Obama to finalize ttip, as that's going through the Senate, they have added a new bit to it, which says that the European Union has to stop any Palestine solidarity if we are to have ttip go through. And that's extraordinary, because basically what you're saying, all the things that we believe in, you know, a proper, safe environment, an end to corporate rule, democracy, all of the things that we believe in are all being lined up for removal. And all of the things that capital believes in are being lined up for permanent establishment into the future. And this is what's extraordinary, that all the people behind us in the House of Commons, they are voting for ttip. So even while everybody in the world is saying it's absolutely the opposite of what we want, all of the political elite are saying it's what we want to see. And the reflection I have on this is, how have we let it come to a position where everything we hold dear is sold down the river, and everything that capital wants is given priority over our lives in the future? And how has it come to this pass that we have no political representatives at all who will actually stand up for us against the interests of capital? And I don't have the answer to this. Well, we can give lots of answers as to how we've lost power over the last 30, 40 years. But more important is how we're going to take it back again. How is it that we're actually going to bring back power into our own hands? Particularly when we're not even allowed to speak in our own city. I was born here in London, and I don't like being told that we're not allowed to speak in our own public spaces. So the question we have is, how can we break down the disenfranchisement, the political wilderness that we've created? How can we reoccupy that space? How can we take back power? And how can we face down both the capitalist elite and the political elite together? And that, I think, is the theme perhaps for this week coming. Surely, here you go. It's been shown in history that whenever there's been change, it's always been when one person, people get together, they want to maintain power by keeping us in the darkness. It's only when thank you very much, sir. Don't stop other groups. It's been shown in history when one person gets together with the next person. That's the only way we can have change. They want to maintain the power by keeping us in the darkness, and everything happened today. It's been legitimate, it's been real, and we're free to express ourselves in England, in London. It's a peaceful protest. The definition of a crime is when it creates injury on somebody. There's been no injury today.
Reasonable behaviour is not criminal. That is the law. Despite whatever they make up in that house over there. This man is by far louder than a megaphone. Are you here to confiscate his larynx? Uphold the law. I would like an answer from my concerns at this point. I think they're silenced by volume. Totally biased, so they don't stop other groups. Okay, so should we just open it? Mighty! Mighty! Shall we go back? To having a discussion about why we're here, specifically how we take back power, from the political elite, which has disenfranchised everybody. Even if you're told the next Thursday, your chance to change the world. Ho ho! Ho ho! And a bottle of rum. Alright, cool, so alright. Okay, mic check! I'm going to facilitate a discussion. So put your hands up. If you want to speak. And I'll stack you up.